everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm the City Witch. Today's video I'm going to be talking to you about books I recommend for Baneful Magick. Now there are two books I'm going to talk about in this video and both of them were good in their own ways, but one was definitely far more better than the other. So this is for those practitioners out there that are looking to cast curses or hexes and want to work with darker energies and want to figure out how to practice dark magic. So this video probably isn't going to be for everybody. If you don't like the sound of this, then scroll on. But if you are looking for resources to get into practicing darker magic, then these might be the books for you. So the very first book we're going to talk about today is by Dorothy Morrison. It's called Utterly Wicked and it looks like this. So I absolutely thoroughly adored this book. I thought it was brilliant. I literally read it from cover to cover in the space of about 2 days. I couldn't put it down. I thought it was brilliant. And I liked the way she presented her information to you, the reader. She talks a lot about when and why to cast curses and practice baneful magic. She talks a lot about, stopping and thinking before you do such acts. She's not trying to turn you off it. She's just trying to tell you that sometimes in the spur of the moment, when we're heated up and we're angry, that we want to do something to punish someone, but actually we should take a moment to think and analyse our motivations behind that. And I liked that chapter because it was very good, very informative, very clever. The scenarios were very good for making you think and easily to apply to anybody's life, as far as I'm concerned anyway. So let's look at the chapters. So she gives a foreword, an acknowledgement and an introduction to the book. In chapter 1, it's called A Hex Upon Thee. And you'll find things like fire in the hole, to curse or not to curse. That was the chapter I was talking about there, where she was giving you scenarios. That is the question. The grim gumption spell. Do you have what it takes? Is it a hex or is it a memorex? A hex by any other name. Who do you do? Whose curse is worse? Chapter 2 is the real dirt on the quick and the dead. So this is what's up with that, an audience with the queen, cemetery magic, incantations, digging up dirt, dealing with spirits, getting down to the nitty gritty, getting the scoop on other dirt and charming the dirt. So this is about working with graveyard magic, dirts and materials that are found in dark, disgusting places. So finding things like mosses and lynching, finding tombstone pieces, working with graveyard dirt, cemetery dirt, collecting dirt and things from various different places, such as if you want to curse a court case, you might want to collect dirt from where the court case is going to happen. So she talks about all those different things and how they're useful for your baneful activities. So then chapter 3, she goes into the curse of the 11 fashion doll. So this is where you're working with doll magic for cursing. So the magical poppeteer, tools of the trade, the poppet by any other name, personal marks to fuel the spark, the personality factor, fashion plate or naked wonder. So this is where she talks about how far you should go with your poppet. Should it look exactly like the individual or should it just be plain and basic? Making the doll walk and talk. Got cavities, the nurse's curse, a breath of fresh air, creating the poppet's assistant, poppet activation rituals, now what? How to dispose by earth, water, fire and air. So this is when your poppet spell is complete and your curse has been freed. What do you do with the poppet when it's done? So she gives you a lot of that throughout this book as well, telling you what to do when your curse or your spell is complete and how to properly dispose of your spells, which again, not a lot of books do. So I did like that about her book. Chapter 4, Immersing the Curse. So this is the magic built within a quilt, a curse by any design, the patch of 9. I loved the patch of 9, I thought it was brilliant. And I like this one as well, stitches that bring nervous twitches. So this is all working with sewing and patchwork and weaving magic. Disturbing the peace with the dream police, wicked witching in the kitchen, stirring the pot, food enchantment incantation, magical tidbits, the gift that keeps on giving. This is where she talks about cursing gifts and giving them to the target. Very clever. Mind game magic, the key ingredients and various exercises that you can try. Chapter 5, dispersing the curse. So as the cauldron bubbles, preparation tips, what form to fix to aid the tricks. Incense, oils, powders, washes, and recipes. Life is messy, so clean it up. General instructions for all baths. So this is bath cleansing rituals to remove hexes and curses upon yourself. The beer bath, the vinegar bath, the uncrossing bath, and alternative cleansing rituals. So that chapter is all about undoing curses, removing hexes and baneful magic in your own life, and how to clear away negative, distasteful energy that's become attached to you and your loved ones. Chapter 6, reverse the curse and vex in the hex. So a little lesson on energy work, the swifting of energy, the swifting ritual, homeland security, the witch's way, wash that crap right out of your life, the blue uncrossing bath, security in a bottle, the witch's bottle. So this is where we talk about bottle magic and decoy magic. Fixing the mother of all screw-ups, the pop it and pack it racket, putting a hex or a curse in magical reverse. So this is how to reverse those things and send them back to sender. And curse removal rituals, that covers breaking them and completely destroying them. And then part 2 of the book, so all those chapters form under part 1. Part 2, she gives you a full list of curses that you can practice and cast for yourself. So under this, she said the bad, the nasty, and the downright ugly. And then here's the list of curses that you'll get, guys. Automobile and parking lot traffic curses, bad habit curse, business dealings gone bad, chaos, mayhem, and general confusion curses, coffin nail curses, court case and legal system curses, criminal curses, debt retrieval curses, enemy curses, financial ruin, gossip, lies, and general diarrhea of the mouth curses, matter of the heart curses, payback time curse, pins and needles curses, power removal curse, protective measures, relocation curse, revenge curse, separation curse, sexual harassment curse, sleeping disorder curse, tag locks. This is where she explains the tag locks and which type you need for the spells. Torment and irritation and general aggravation curses, vermin, so rats, mice, bedbugs, etc., and workplace woes. And then she has a full index and a bibliography of recommended reading material. This book, like I said, was absolutely amazing. I definitely recommend this to any practitioner who's considering doing Baneful Magick and really needs a guide. Now, I wanted the original copy of this, but I noticed she was bringing out a new one, so this is what the new one looks like. The first version she did, the first edition, had a house with like a witch who's been like crushed under it, kind of like Dorothy. With the Wizard of Oz and the witch that was crushed under the house. So in this one, she decided to go for more of a pop-it kind of design on the front cover, which I really liked. It is really easy to read. As I say, she gives you lots and lots of examples and lots of information. She gives you a full list of baneful ingredients and items you can consider. Definitely something that I took from this book was some of the ideas of tag locking and gifting people items that are cursed. That was definitely something I hadn't really comprehended, although I feel like I had a duh moment of I should have comprehended it. So it also made me very paranoid that when I was receiving gifts from people that I didn't expect and people I didn't like, I was a bit like, gee, thanks, and then shoved it somewhere where I knew I could cleanse it, washed my hands thoroughly, cleansed myself, did some divination on the item to find out if there was any energy attached to it, whether that was on purpose or by accident. I wanted to know if there was something on that I don't want in my space. So absolutely, she made me think outside the box. She made me slightly paranoid. She made me be very careful of my DNA. So now I don't leave napkins in restaurants. I take them with me and I burn them. I flush my hair and fingernails down the toilet. I don't just put them in bins anymore. I keep my brush hidden away so it's not easy to find if someone went in my room. I don't allow people in my room anyway, but obviously from the other perspective of a magical practitioner that has to go out and gather DNA and tag locks, you're going to have to use the loo in the hopes that the loo is upstairs and you can just sneak into a bedroom and take some hair or something from the room that you can use. I don't leave anything lying around for that reason, in case anyone has that in mind. I'm careful when I go to restaurants and stuff. I don't let anyone take my glass to the bar because, as I say, they could be trying to get my DNA in any way. I don't leave cans or rubbish at other people's houses that I don't trust. I'm very mindful of these things now because of this book. So if you're the kind of person that takes things on and you might go, oh my God, this is gonna make me paranoid. This is definitely gonna make you paranoid, guys, because it made me paranoid. But it was very refreshing, very informative. There was a lot of things I hadn't considered. There was a lot of things I did use anyway, but she gave me new insightful ways to work with those tools, such as coffin nails. And you know, there was a lot of ways that I hadn't thought about using coffin nails that she does recommend in this book. So absolutely love this book. It's definitely a 10 out of 10 from me, guys, and it's definitely worth having in your collection if you don't already have it. So it's by Dorothy Morrison, Utterly Wicked, and that is what it looks like. And the next book I have is called The Spell Book of the Wicked Witch. It's by Thalia Thorne, and this is what it looks like. Now, at first I thought this was going to be a pretty weak, crappy book, to be honest, but it does have a number of spells that I've actually successfully used. So in the content, you get an introduction, and then in part 1, this is about initiation. So the shades of magic, the tools of the craft, spell casting, correspondences, talking to the dead, divination, playing with dolls, tying people in knots, and disposing of spell remains. So she covers the main things you need to know if you're not that into spell casting or you are quite new at it. And then part 2 is the spells. Now, not every spell she gives I consider to be a curse. In fact, some of them I was kind of like, that's not really a curse. That's just really a spell to get what you want. It's not a curse. But she lists them as if they're curses. So you have petty revenge, love and war, all that glitters, true friends stab you in the front, a nasty piece of work. So all of these are broken down, and then you get the conclusion. So let's just read you out some of the spells under the chapter. So under petty revenge, some of the spells you'll get are agony of acne curse, tangle, tassel, jinx. So that's basically a hair spell that you'll always get tangles and knots in your hair. I mean, that isn't really a curse. To me, that's a jinx because it's an annoyance and irritation. Dragon's dream spell. So this is where you're plagued by dragons in your dreams. Again, I don't consider that to be a curse. I consider that to be a warning spell, so it's protective work. Smell like a corpse curse. So that was not something I initially considered to be a curse until someone came to me with that exact problem. And now I'm kind of going, okay, it is a curse. Oppression, stress, hex. The hateful heart, hex. Simple journey, hex. Siphoning happiness spell. Now that's about sucking someone else's happiness out of their life and injecting it into your own life. I thought that was quite interesting because that's a new take on a type of vampirism. Humiliation, hex. Tossing and turning curse, Pied Piper curse, domination oil, definitely falls under Baneful. 3 is a crowd vinegar jar, so this is about getting rid of your competition to a love. Relationship flush, so that's a toilet spell, also known as toilet hex. Forever hold your peace curse, so this is about stopping gossip or misinformation. Home wrecker jar. Forever alone, impotence, that's a common one. Jealousy, feeling, jinx, banish your ex, hex. Again, you know, baneful working for sure, but not really a curse or a hex. It's a banishment spell. So even though, yes, it's baneful, it's not a hex or a curse, so it's been ill named. But again, handy to have and know. Then there are spells on luck and money and binding, you know, people who owe you money and all that jazz. So there's a lot in this book, to be honest. And like I said, I thought it was going to be rubbish because I thought, oh, it's a self-published. But when I got it, it was okay. There was a number of things in there that I wouldn't cast, but there was just as many that I could form my own spell from and use it as a foundation to build upon that into something that I would be proud of and I would definitely cast and use. So it's great for a beginner. It gives you a variety of spells, and she does talk to you about getting rid of spells correctly. She does give you an idea on some tools and ingredients to use. She gives the basics of witchcraft and then jumps right into all the baneful work. So if you are interested, that one was an alright spell book. And that's it. They're the 2, guys. And I know you're thinking, wow, only 2 books. But really, it's quite hard to come across really good books on Baneful Magick, and really hard to come across books that have good information, good quality resource material in them. So those were the reasons I kept those 2 in my collection, for their ideas, their openness, and the information they had. Not perfect in every chapter, didn't agree with everything said, but I will definitely say they were interesting. So Utterly Wicked, 10 out of 10. And the spell book of The Wicked Witch, I would say, is probably about 7 out of 10 for me overall. And that's all I've got for you guys today. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you did, click the bell and give me a thumbs up. And YouTube will tell you when my next video comes out. If you'd like to offer light and love to this channel, you can do that through Patreon or through my Amazon wishlist. Both links are provided. And if you'd like to contact me or book my services, you can do that through Instagram, Facebook or Twitter, or via email, and again all those links are provided. So thank you very much for those who choose to support me. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll hopefully see you again soon. Take care of yourselves, guys. Blessed be.